Shocking allegations are once again surrounding Will Smith. A violinist who was a finalist on America's Got Talent and later performed with Smith's band has accused the actor of predatory behavior. What many believed was a closed chapter from years ago has suddenly reopened, and this time, it feels darker. For a long time, the Smith family's so-called entanglement story was framed as a messy but healed love saga, wrapped in language about growth, maturity, and unconditional love. But that narrative began to unravel when August Alsina broke his silence, not to confess pain, but to issue a warning. Hours after an intimate harassment lawsuit was filed against Will Smith, August posted a message that quickly went viral. He hinted that he had been hunted, threatened, and forced into silence by the very people who once claimed to love and protect him. Insiders say he's speaking now because the fear that controlled him for years finally cracked. In 2020, Jada Pinkett Smith called her relationship with August an entanglement. In 2025, Will Smith was accused of grooming a touring musician. In 2026, August says he disappeared entirely, cutting contact, leaving his home, and hiding after receiving threats to stay quiet. Yet the official story from the Smith camp remains the same: peace, separation, healing, respect. The same script repeated every time their public image fractures. That raises a disturbing question: why do so many people who get close to the Smiths end up fired, humiliated, or erased? This no longer feels like a story about love. It's about control. August is no longer hinting. He's spelling it out. What began as an entanglement, he says, turned into intimidation. His statement landed just hours after the lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles, and the timing felt almost surgical. Screenshots spread. Fans connected dots. Industry insiders quietly admitted that this wasn't new information, it was simply the first time he said it out loud. One insider put it bluntly: he was told to shut up or disappear. The response from the Smith side? Silence. Not the calm silence of peace, but the heavy silence that usually signals lawyers. And for many watching, that silence felt like confirmation. The story traces back to Red Table Talk in 2020, when Jada described the relationship while Will sat across from her, smiling. That laughter looks disturbing now when replayed next to August's claim that he was threatened afterward. While Jada insisted she was separated and helping him heal, people close to August say he was already breaking down behind the scenes, feeling used, discarded, and blocked every time he tried to speak publicly. After that broadcast, he vanished from interviews completely. What once looked like heartbreak now looks like survival. Then came the lawsuit. Filed just before the new year, it accuses Will Smith of grooming violinist Brian King Joseph during his 2025 tour. The complaint describes strange items left in a Las Vegas hotel room, notes, bottles, personal belongings, and claims Joseph was fired after reporting it. Days later, August reappears. The pattern feels impossible to ignore. One young musician reports misconduct and loses his job. Another claims he fled after being threatened. Same cycle: control, silence, discard. Hollywood insiders are now openly questioning a system that looks spiritual on camera and predatory behind closed doors. Jada's own interviews have only deepened the confusion. She has said she and Will have been separated since 2016 but refused to divorce, a statement that now sounds less romantic and more like permanent confinement. If they were truly separated, why the fear? Why the threats? Why the timing? As more old rumors resurface, NDAs, private encounters, assistants speaking out, August's story reframes them all as part of the same continuum. People who got too close. People who spoke. People who vanished. Meanwhile, Will's camp maintains carefully curated calm. Family photos. Motivational captions. Comment sections quietly limited. Older posts disappearing. No direct denials from Jada at all. That absence has become its own message. For the first time, the Smiths don't control the narrative. August isn't asking for sympathy. He's warning others. "I had to run," he says. "I had to get away." That single line cuts through years of polished interviews and scripted healing. It suggests something raw, unscripted, something dangerous. Insiders claim his statement triggered immediate panic inside the Smith management network. Not surprise. Panic. What's unsettling isn't just what's being said. It's what isn't being denied. The Smiths built a brand around transparency, confession, and healing. But confession only works when you hold the microphone. Now, the people once invited into their world are taking it back. This no longer feels like celebrity gossip or marital drama. It feels like a system cracking under pressure. A machine built on image, influence, and silence, now leaking from the inside. The question isn't just what happened. It's who's really running this machine. And what happens to the people who try to escape it. Because this story isn't ending. It's reaching the moment where everyone has to choose a side.